A film, Curse of the Demon, from 1957, directed by Jacques Tourneur and starring Dana Andrews. A lot to say about this one. Let me go back in time to when I was but a lad. I used to go to Barker's and I would see these racks that had these boxes, oh, about this size or this size. And they had little reels of film that were like excerpts from movies. And they had these wonderful lurid covers for the horror stuff. And what I wanted one year for my birthday was the reel of the film Curse of the Demon. And it was like the scene where the demon appears out of the sky and in black and white, and it was going to be great. And it was the only thing, and you couldn't return it or anything, but I didn't care. But what I didn't realize is that the film I bought was in Super 8. And all we had was regular 8 millimeter projector, and the sprockets are different. So the first time I tried to watch it, all it did was burn a hole through part of it. And I was never able to watch it itself. And it's long gone, to my regret. I wish I still had it, just to look at the box. But it is based on a story called The Casting of the Runes by M.R. James. A really good horror story, short story. And it is a really good horror film. You should know that it was originally called Night of the Demon and was released in England at 96 minutes long. And in the US, they changed the name to Curse of the Demon because they said they didn't want it to be confused with the film Night of the Iguana. Fair enough. They also cut 14 minutes out of it and rearranged some of the scenes to make it, in their minds, faster paced. And for years, that's the only version I knew. It wasn't until later on that I knew there was a second one, original one, and it wasn't until even past that that I was able to see it. Probably not until, as I think about this, probably not until it got its DVD release in like 2002, and it had both versions on there. So I watched the one I know, and it was great, and I watched the one I didn't know, that had all this cool stuff, like a scene at Stonehenge, and all this other, these different things, and bits in slightly different orders. But it's just a powerfully effective film. So what it's about is this professor is killed, and Dana Andrews is there, and he's very much a skeptic about anything supernatural. Because you know what? If he wasn't, we wouldn't have a film. So he starts investigating it, and he comes across this professor who's supposed to be an expert on such things, and bad things happen. Okay? I don't want to give any of that away, because if you've not seen this film, it has a lot of impact. It has a lot of power to it, and it is genuinely creepy. Now, one thing where I disagree with the director is Jacques Tourneur did not want the audience to ever see the demon, because he thought it would be more effective and would leave the reader going, was it real or was it not? And I understand that. But the demon they put in was massively effective. So it was a good decision, and it's only in a couple of scenes. It doesn't need to be in more than that, but they're massively effective. I'm saying massively effective because they are. That's the phrase of today. And yeah, it still sits with me. I know someone, I think it was like Scorsese, had it in like his list of favorite horror films, scariest films, however he said it. Not that his word means anything, but it really is. It's one of my top horror films. Dana Andrews gives a great, I don't know how to say it. He seems out of place. In several senses. He's an American in England where this all takes place. So he's out of place there. He is, a big star in a smaller film, which, I mean, I suppose that happened to all actors around that time. And this was 57. His best days, his most prosperous days were, the 40s. But definitely had a kind of a nervous energy throughout the film. Has a lot of suspense, but it's worth your time. I hope you watch it. It is Curse of the Demon from 1957, directed by Jacques Tourneur, starring Dana Andrews. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.